When I decided that I was going to finally try and conquer my 6 years of reading burnout from high school and college, I knew there was one book and one book alone that I would be starting with. Now, out of all the intellectually stimulating reads out there and in here on my bookshelf, if you guessed that that first book would be Spirit Animals, you're 100% correct. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Carly, and I read and review books sometimes. My first review is of Spirit Animals Wildborn, which is the first book in the Spirit Animals series written by Brandon Mull. That's right, I, a 22-year-old college graduate, decided that the first book I would finish reading in give or take 5 years would be the first book in a series written for 4th graders. Fun fact, I actually was in 4th grade when this book was released. And I bought it at a Scholastic book fair. So I promised at one point I was the intended target audience of this book. That being said, I fear I am very much still the target audience of this book. Because one thing about me, I've been a fantasy girly since I could talk, and an animal girly even longer than that. And the premise of this series, for anyone who's not familiar, imagine a world in which when you turn 11 years old, you've got a roughly 1 in 10 chance of summoning a wild animal that is magically entwined to your soul. And you can bet that when I was reading this, at the ripe old age of 10 years old, I was like, that's gonna happen to me. I'm not ashamed to say that I've read this book at least 4 times in my life, and I'll read it 4 more times. This was my lightning thief. Okay, this was my Maze of Bones, alright? And if no one got those references, I am clearly too old to be doing this. It's a great opener to a great series. It immerses you into this kind of like new world.
And kind of like speedruns the exposition in a way that's honestly pretty impressively streamlined for the opener of a kid's series.
Now I say brand new because if you look at the map in this book, which by the way, automatic win, you can see that it's basically Earth with like a few extra steps. A few extra magical steps, if you will. Which is actually pretty well utilized in the first book. And what I mean when I say that is, one detail that really stuck out to me is that one of the characters, Tariq, which I'm 80% sure that's how his name is pronounced, he's described as looking like he's from, what was it? As if he was from Southwest Zhong or Northeast Nilo. Which, as you can kind of see here, is sort of a fantastical and creative way of saying Southwest Asia, Northeast China. I meant Africa, I'm sorry. Basically, bro is from the Middle East. And I just think it's a really good use of world building to reduce like repetitive character description. I don't know, it's just, it's a detail that I really liked, and I just couldn't get past it. I couldn't let it go. Now, on a slightly less serious note, that mechanic does get pretty funny when you think about the fact that technically all of the bad guys in this book canonically have Australian accents, which I will admit at times does make it a little difficult to take them seriously.
No.
Like, what do you mean this like strong, powerful African child of the prophecy is being emotionally manipulated by Robert Irwin? Anyways, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it is for sure one of my just absolute comfort books, and I cannot wait to get back to the rest of this series. I'll see you next time. Go read something!